Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Your Lord of Pennies joins us as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hey.
I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and we are here to entertain you for a while, give you a happy in your pants, and make your nipples leak. Hope everybody's having a wonderful hump day so far. And Scribbles, how you doing? How's your day been?
What was funny?
I was just trying to hold in the cringe from that statement. I couldn't do it.
You failed.
Miserably.
Notice my excessive restraint.
Uh-huh.
Well, my day was unpredictably calm because the meeting that was supposed to happen today got pushed off till tomorrow. So I was kind of like, okay. So I did my usual bit, got everything done, and just kind of like, all right, I guess I'm done. So tomorrow I'll be super busy because what better way to celebrate getting close to the end of the month and month end and everything else, but by stacking on a meeting that wasn't supposed to happen on a day where a bunch of other stuff will be happening. Yay! So that was my day today. It was great, except that I knew it was in, sort of putting off what would be less great tomorrow.
Calm before the storm.
Yep. How about you, Satsu?
Pretty good. Chilling out most of the day. My daughter being a crazy person. My wife got a raise, which is
yay!
Cool. And I made homemade chicken noodle soup today. Well, no, not chicken noodle soup. I made homemade chicken soup. There was no noodles involved.
Really?
Yes.
Pincalo, thank you so much for the popcorn sticker. I appreciate that. I had a monkey day. Woke up, pain, fun on Twitter, the usual, except for I had two, man. Oof. I got into, there's a secret on Twitter if you want to have a lot of fun. You have to know the people with just the right sensitive crowds, and you got to get in as soon as they tweet. And I did it twice today to Kamala Harris and once to Jim Acosta, which we will talk about later. This is Kyle. Thank you. Hello, chat people in line. Hello, sir. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm a juvenile and I'm okay with that. Monkey Dick Jim Jones movies. Hit that like button, guys, and share our stuff. Everybody's stuff. If you like it, share it, because YouTube don't YouTube very well. Scribbles, did you see the title of the stream?
Yeah.
Do we have a story about Shallow Throat?
Is that an Indian name?
I think it could be.
Oh, perhaps you mean the author of the 2018 anonymous op-ed critical of Trump revealed?
That's the one.
Just because it overlaps with what I said about it on Twitter today, I'll just read that now. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Oh, come on. This is supposed to be so good because that was funny. That's not funny. There it is. So anonymous revealed to be some guy who walks back portions of his rhetoric from 2 years ago, only now realizing that unelected officials attempting to hamstring an elected official from within wasn't the best notion. But we'll get to that momentarily. So the anonymous senior Trump administration official who wrote a 2018 New York Times op-ed and a subsequent book critical of President Donald Trump is a guy. And honestly, until this came out today, I'd forgotten that op-ed ever existed. I just everything else that's happened since then, it just didn't even know, like what? Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that now.
Every so often we're reminded of the idea that people were working from within directly against him, but that's the only time I ever think of it.
Mm-hmm. But the big man on campus was or is Miles Taylor. You know Miles Taylor. You know that really, really famous, well-known, spoken of all the time. Yeah, I had no fucking idea who he was. He revealed in a statement to CNN on Wednesday, Taylor, who was chief of staff to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christian Nielsen. I mean, I guess it's not exactly down in the basement, but all the same, wrote a lengthy statement explaining why he penned the 2018 op-ed declaring he was part of the quote-unquote resistance inside the Trump administration working to thwart Trump's worst inclinations, in his opinion. Taylor said, I added that last part. Taylor said that he wanted to force Trump to respond to the charges he was leveling without the ability to attack the messenger specifically. Trump called the op-ed treasonous. Quote, much has been made of the fact that these writings were published anonymously. The decision wasn't easy. I wrestled with it, and I understand why some people consider it questionable to levy such serious charges against a sitting president under the cover of an anonymity, but my reasoning was straightforward, and I stand by it, Taylor wrote.
Tall person, thank you. Happy separation of church and state day.
Isn't that every day?
I think this is like one of those national holiday things.
Never mind. Quote, issuing my critiques without attribution forced the president to answer them directly on their merits or not at all, rather than creating distractions through petty insults and name-calling, Taylor added. I wanted the attention to be on the arguments themselves, unquote.
Pyrus in chat says, anyone think he has a book coming out? He's already made millions off of a book.
Yeah, he already sold the book as anonymous, so.
I bet a movie's coming, though.
Real quick, Ben Carlos says, did you hear that Herman Lee, the Dragon Force guitarist, got DMCA'd off Twitch for his own music?
Damn.
No. But that's
nice.
That's pretty fucked up.
That's nice.
Good Lord. Thank you, Ben Carlos.
You got a super chat, Monkey.
Oh, thank you, Pencalo. Isn't the press protected under the Fourth Amendment? So?
Not from criticism. I don't know what you mean. I mean, the Fourth Amendment it protects against unreasonable search and seizure, and sort of establishes the right to privacy, or at least partially does. But he's not protected from being criticized, I guess.
No.
Let's see. Taylor joined CNN as a contributor in September 2020. Well, how fortuitous.
You think they knew in advance who he was?
No.
That's silly.
No, it's just
That's just silly.
It's just a coincidence. He had previously denied that he was anonymous. Oh, and we believe him now because? So he lied.
He lied.
Okay. Asked in August by CNN's Anderson Cooper if he had written the op-ed and book, Taylor said, quote, I wear a mask for two things, Anderson, Halloweens and pandemics. So no, unquote.
Uh-huh.
So why not
come out now?
Right, exactly. Why not have just said them? And
what 2 months ago?
And what compelled Anderson Cooper to ask this guy of all people if he was the guy?
Well, it couldn't be that they already knew this.
No. Taylor's statement answers one of the biggest mysteries of Trump's presidency. That he's a liar? I don't know. Trump responded furiously to the op-ed when it was written in 2018 and urged then Attorney General Jeff Sessions to investigate the matter. There was an internal hunt at the White House to uncover the identity of the author, and it spawned months of parlor games in Washington guessing at who was behind the op-ed through the speech patterns and phrases used. I think the bigger concern was there was the implication there was a conspiracy within the Trump administration to hamstring the Trump administration.
Not just a hamstring, to actively work against him.
Yeah.
If you read the op-ed, I haven't read the book, so I can't speak to that, but I just read the op-ed again today because I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this. And there's not much to it other than the implication that they are actively working against the president.
Yeah. Trump being mad about people saying bad things about him, that is, you're burying the lead here, CNN, and I think quite intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
If a book had come out saying the exact same things, but coming from a conservative perspective during Obama's administration, everyone would be rightly outraged that there were unelected people inside an administration conspiring to take down the administration from the inside.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, no matter how you look at it. And as far as treason is concerned, I'm not a lawyer, but the implications of what was being said in that thing, it sounded like it was approaching the line.
It's definitely, in my opinion. I have a Streamlabs real quick. Pingala says, my high school civics is rusty. Isn't Trump protected by the right to face his accuser? I thought that was in the 4th. That's in legal proceedings. I mean, if somebody just comes out and says something about you, unless it's going to court, I mean, you can remain as anonymous as you want.
Yeah, and anonymity is something that is not an illegitimate, let's say, tool or place to be, depending on the circumstances, obviously. I mean, Trump could have, depending on what was said, Trump could conceivably have charged the person with libel, but that would only be a civil action, not a criminal action.
The bigger point for me, though, is that there wasn't much accusatory really in that article, the original op-ed.
Right.
It's just that, what they say, that he changes his mind frequently. He's kind of a dick in meetings, and he was upset that we were putting more sanctions on Russia when he's trying to start working with them. So basically, it was Russia, Russia, Russia.
All right. So, sorry.
I'm a little confused as to the focus here. Maybe everybody is, because I would think that once this story came out, the focus would be, or the story would be, I guess the accusation is, yeah, we were planning a coup against the president.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that the CNN is treating this as like the Trump's big deal was being called names or something. When like he's trying to find the identity of the author because the author made fun of him or something. That's sort of like the lesser of the concerns by what's being said in the article. But anyway, a year later after the article, Taylor released the anonymously authored book titled A Warning, which included new details critical of the president from inside the Trump administration. He wrote that members of Trump's team considered sabotaging him to prompt Trump to resign, and that many administration officials kept their own letters of resignation in their desks or on their laptops. Taylor was Nielsen's deputy chief of staff when the anonymous op-ed was published, and he was promoted to chief of staff several months later. Since leaving the Trump administration in 2019, Taylor endorsed Democrat Joe Biden in August and co-founded a Republican group that is opposed to Trump. Quote, I am a Republican and I wanted this president to succeed, Taylor said in his statement Wednesday. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you absolutely did not. You said you specifically were working to undermine the president actively from your position in the administration. You didn't want him to succeed. You want him to fail. You tried to orchestrate his failure and or resignation. What the?
That's what I'm saying. I'm so confused. CNN is writing this.
And this doesn't even mention the part where in the original op-ed they had talked about the 25th.
But too often in times of crisis, Donald Trump has proven he is a man without character, and his personal defects have resulted in leadership failures so significant that they can be measured in lost American lives. Well, here's the thing, buckaroo. You vote him out. You don't use your position in the administration and in government that you were not elected to make decisions on behalf of people you don't even know. No, you don't get to do that. What do you think would have happened in undermining the presidential administration during the time that you were so active, Mr. 2018? Do you think any American lives might have been lost if suddenly the U.S. presidential administration had kind of fallen apart because somehow an internal cabal decided to take it down? You think any thoughts on that? Trying to destabilize the American government?
Yeah, from within.
From within. Okay.
Does a whole lot to get rid of that notion of the whole deep state, doesn't it?
The White House has criticized Taylor since his endorsement of Biden, and Trump called him a, quote, disgruntled employee. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said in a statement Wednesday after Taylor's identity was revealed that, quote, this low-level, disgruntled former staffer is a liar and a coward who chose anonymity over action and leaking over leading, unquote. Quote, it is appalling. A low-ranking official would be granted anonymity, and it is clear the New York Times is doing the bidding of never-Trumpers and Democrats. Okay, anyone can attempt to claim anonymity for the most part, especially if you're doing whistleblower stuff and anything else. I mean, that the claim of anonymity in and of itself is not something that I would hold against this guy necessarily. What he did and what he's saying now and his justifications for it are bullshit, but he can claim anonymity if he wants to.
Them granting him anonymity is what she's talking about. And in this day and age, sorry, Kayleigh, they do it just because you might hurt somebody's feelings. So it used to be that it had to be something important, that person's life might be in danger or fuck, I don't even know what else could qualify. But now it's just like, oh, you don't want, that's fine. We'll just.
Well, given Trump derangement syndrome, they might have believed his life was in danger. So again, yeah, no, I don't deny the bar for what qualifies as anonymity from journalistic sources is so low now. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But all the same, I'm obviously, given my own position, I'm not against anonymity. But you're responsible for what you say, do, and or implicate for yourself and others. And you don't get to run from that just because you got your names obscured earlier. Now you have to answer for it, and your answers make no fucking sense.
You and I aren't being quoted in the New York Times or on CNN.
I wish.
With anonymous sources where they would be like, Donald Trump is going to come out and say Christmas is on the 25th of December, according to anonymous sources. They will do it for literally anything. I don't think they know how to source an article anymore.
It's almost done here. In the 2018 op-ed, which was titled, "I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration," Taylor anonymously wrote that, quote, "many of the senior officials in his own administration are working diligently from within to frustrate parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations," unquote. But Taylor said that original assertion was incorrect. Quote, "The country cannot rely on well-intentioned, unelected bureaucrats around the president to steer him toward what's right," unquote, Taylor said Wednesday. Quote, "He has purged most of them anyway," unquote. Purged. You mean fired. He didn't start a pogrom inside his own fucking administration and cut off heads or nothing. Come on.
I just love that this guy spoke as though they called him a senior Trump administration official.
Yeah.
He's not.
He was a deputy chief of staff, and then he was a chief of staff, and then he was out inside of a year after becoming chief of staff. And I love that little passive-aggressive thing, like, you can't rely on a well-intentioned, unelected bureaucrats. He purged most of them anyway. Like, fuck. Yeah. Just what a nut job.
The whole thing. Where did he write this? This was the New York Times originally?
Yes. Yep.
They knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And they allowed that description of him to go. Now, if they just said a Trump administration official, that'd be fine. Senior implies something that he wasn't.
Well, he was a person familiar with the matter.
Indeed.
Yes.
But allowing that, it makes it sound like, it was the DNI or Secretary of Defense or something like that. No. This was it was an office lackey.
Didn't they suspect for a while it was Rosenstein?
That was yeah.
Yeah, I remember Rod Rosenstein was someone they thought was the guy, but anyway, how about on to more political ridiculousness today?
Oh, please.
How about a Ivan the Terrible versus the shorter bearded man?
I'm so sorry. Before we do that, because this came along a while ago, and I told him we'd get to it. Jedi Ghost Bear's dad has a birthday today, and wants us to use the title Lord Screw. Your dad is Lord Screw.
Do you mean Screw or Scroob, like from Spaceballs?
No, it's Screw.
Jedi Ghost Bear's dad is Lord Screw.
I guess he did it right at least once, right?
Is it Darth Screw?
Lord Screw.
Okay.
He strikes out at softball a lot. Okay.
Whoa!
Look, you knew I was going to make the sex joke. Come on. You can't throw something like your dad is Lord Screw at me and not me take a little fun with it.
Phillips Head or never mind.
Like him and his harem are watching.
Nico, thank you. ABC out of Detroit mistakenly released results in Michigan. I sent you the article so you can get to it whenever you can. I will take a look when I can. But thank you for the donation. Lord Screw, it's your birthday, and around here we do this. This one is for you, sir. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
I see what you did there.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you should do it again.
Happy birthday, Lord Screw.
Lord Screw, huh?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you had a great one. Okay, so we're moving on to the commission today, huh?
Yep. The commission, which accomplished zip.
Yeah.
Did nothing. except show off that Jack Dorsey, man, that is a beard.
That looks like a homeless beard.
It does, but the guy's worth $9 billion, so I don't think he's hurting.
So he shouldn't have a homeless beard.
CEOs of Google, Twitter, and Facebook grilled in Senate hearing. Oh, yeah, they were. Ted Cruz yelled. His Democratic colleague Brian Schatz called the hearing in which he was speaking a sham. Well, I don't disagree. Committee Chair Roger Wicker couldn't pronounce the last name of Google CEO. Just another day on Capitol Hill for big tech. Yeah, that was the focus of it. In a contentious hearing on Wednesday, the CEOs of Facebook, Google, and Twitter were questioned by senators on the Commerce Committee over their content moderation policies. Some lawmakers demanded more transparency, while others sought explanations on a few specific cases in which content was removed or labeled by platforms. Though the hearing was meant to focus on a crucial law, known as Section 230, that protects the company's ability to moderate content as they see fit, senators strayed from the brief and confronted the executives on other topics, including antitrust, misinformation about voting, and election interference. Yeah, it was bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit. You didn't hold their feet to the fire. You didn't do anything. The closest they got was like, why does the Chinese government tweets about COVID being caused by the U.S. military have nothing happen to them, but 2 seconds after Trump says something about mail-in ballot security, you put a fact check tag on them. Mm-hmm. And Dorsey's response was, "Well, with world leaders, that's just saber rattling, and that's allowed. That's fine." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went over the Twitter rules page and I did a search for the phrase saber rattling. It doesn't show up there. I they talk about the transparency of the rules. I was like, "Oh, so saber rattling by world leaders is permissible." So if like the other examples they had, like the leader of Iran basically saying we're going to go blow up Israel, that's fine. Oh, okay, that's saber rattling. Oh, all right. But Trump talking about voting in the United States, oh well, now that's a problem. Okay.
Well, I didn't get to watch much of it. I did watch the opening, and then I'd heard so much about Cruz, I went and watched his. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter is the problem. Mm-hmm. Those of us who are on Twitter know there's a problem there, where there's an obvious bias. Jack flat out lied. There's no bias. Yes, there is, Jack.
Yeah,
you might not have one because you're fucking high as a kite all the time. I've never seen this guy when I didn't think, oh, he just lit up. And that would be, at least that would explain it, Jack. But if you're paying attention to your platform, there's no way you cannot see that there is a clear fucking bias. But even if there was and they came out and go, look, we need to fix 230 because of this, they're never going to do it.
Nope.
This isn't the first time they've drugged these shitheels up there in front of them. We saw this, back in 2017 was the first time they had him up there? We saw him up there again in 18 after the shadow banning of Republicans in Congress. And like, yeah, that was some word in the algorithm kicked him out. Like, what word? We don't know. Nothing's going to change.
Nope.
It was a dog and pony show. That's all it was.
Yep. Let's see. I'll skip down a bit because this goes on. Cruz angrily went after Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, pressing him on the platform's decision to restrict content posted by the New York Post. He concluded by shouting at Dorsey, quote, "Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?" Unquote. Cruz asked Dorsey if Twitter has the ability to influence elections, to which Dorsey answered no, adding that his platform is part of a, quote, spectrum of channels people have, unquote.
Time out.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Yep.
His website does not have the ability to influence elections.
Uh-huh.
But Russia.
Uh-huh.
But Russia.
Uh-huh.
Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I saw that. I could not believe he said that. I'm like, we've only heard for the last 3.5 years that the last election was influenced. And how was it influenced? Through social media. That's what we were told.
Oh, my God.
And that them bringing that up at the beginning where they're talking about how, we know that foreign agents and actors are doing things on Twitter and Facebook and things. And still, every time I hear that, I'm like, and what effect did it have? To this day, I have not had anybody show me that the $1 million that was whatever was spent on Facebook ads, or the 4,000 instances of it, or the tweets that were apparently coming from the Internet Research Association, or whatever the heck the Russian operation was. I have not had one person show me any evidence that any of that changed a vote, or somehow influenced someone to go against what they were going to do anyway in the election.
Yeah.
I've said this before. If you read any of these tweets, which I'm fine believing that the tweets came from people who are not Americans, that they're even organized by people and concerns that have it out for us or want to undermine us, etc. But if you actually read the content of these tweets or these Facebook posts or whatever else, you would be hard-pressed to distinguish it from anything said by regular Americans on a daily basis and in droves on Twitter and Facebook of their own accord. And you know what I say to that? It's like, I am not afraid of someone's opinion. Even if it's a fake opinion. I mean, have you looked at Rotten Tomatoes lately? I'm not afraid of fake opinions. Somehow I'll survive. I don't understand why they make such a hullabaloo about social media posts. Now, if you actually had evidence of hacking or something else that was actually manipulating the data in our election systems, or intimidating voters away, or having agents put like sleeping gas into the voting booths or something, okay, great, fine. Fine. But tweets and posts on social media, my brain breaks every time I try to think, like, who gives a shit?
Social media can absolutely influence things. It can. And we see this with like the trending tabs. If you argue with any of these people, as I tend to do from time to time, you will notice a pattern of whatever's trending on Twitter will be what they come back at you with all the time. Months later, days later, whatever it happens to be. You can influence things that way. But when they talk about like these ads, for me, it's not the idea that influencing the elections is impossible, because I said this back at the time, that when we saw them up there testifying, the senators and Congress people that they testified in front of almost seemed to be telling them, use your platform, use it to influence things, because it's simple media. I mean, media can influence people. The problem with the Russian thing was that the reach was so absolutely minor.
Yes.
That it was a joke to say, this is what influenced things. All it did was give people a reason that if you argue with them, for them to go, you're just a bot. Which, by the way, I get that a lot too.
Mm-hmm. And Scribe, I sympathize definitely, because we talked about, which is kind of why I had to rationalize myself. I'm like, okay, well, there's only one possible conclusion, and I've explained this several times. It's not, they're not actually worried about it. They don't think it's actually a problem. What they're worried about is the fact that they think that their following are a bunch of fucking gullible idiots. And the reason they think that is because they believe everything they say, like a bunch of fucking gullible idiots. So they're just like, you're going to steal away our stupid people, and we can't let that happen. They're not talking about us. When they're like, oh man, people are going to be influenced by the election, they're not talking about us. They're not talking about the people who are outside of the thing, not really paying attention, working on a day-to-day basis. They're talking about the gullible, stupid people they see sniffing their asses all day. Those people, they like, these fuckers believe anything. How do we know this? Because we tell them bullshit daily. And they
it's either that, or it's just the art of taking a molehill, turning it into an erupting volcano, and showing yourself as the hero trying to stop it.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's one or the other, or both, and it's so frustrating me, because like if you take a tweet, like I said, if you take a tweet from a Russian agent, and the exact same text is posted by an American citizen who actually believes the text that they're putting out there, neither of these things makes me afraid for our democracy. None of them. It's just, what do I have to fear from an idea or an opinion in a society where we're supposed to be promoting free speech? Free speech even from a foreign agent. Oh my God. And anyway, I could go on, but let's see, we're at the bottom of the hour. I'm going to do another one, Monkey, or do you want to go to...
if you have another one, go ahead.
I got super chat.
Thank you. Sorry, my mouse is fucking up over here. Arwino, thank you so much. It's crazy how Russians influence the Electoral College through social media. Gullibility is rampant.
Yeah, and I don't know if the politicians, like, Satsu said, either they believe their constituents are just morons. They're taking something that isn't a threat and making it into a threat so they can justify a whole bunch of other things. Or they're trying to make excuses for themselves so they don't have to actually own up to their own responsibility. Probably all three. Anyway. Yeah. Let's see. How about some good news?
Always a welcome change.
Like some good news? Okay. Regeneron says its COVID-19 antibody treatment cut medical visits in trial.
Nice.
Regeneron Pharmaceuticals said Wednesday its coronavirus antibody cocktail, the experimental treatment that President Donald Trump received, significantly reduced medical visits in a trial of nearly 800 patients with mild to moderate COVID-19. Regeneron said patients given the treatment, REGEN-CoV-2, made around 57% fewer COVID-19 related medical visits than those given a placebo over a 29-day period. The drop was around 72% in patients with one or more risk factors, such as being over age of 50, obesity, cardiovascular, metabolic lung, liver, or kidney disease, or an immunocompromised status. So again, this isn't a cure. This isn't a vaccine. This is a treatment.
Yeah, it's what Trump took.
Yes. Last month, the company released early data from the trial showing the treatment reduced viral levels and improved symptoms in non-hospitalized COVID-19 patients. The new data confirmed the initial findings, the company said. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, and there's an article that came out today on this too, take your vitamin D supplements. People with vitamin D in their systems have a far lower chance of catching or having serious complications because of COVID. So yeah, take vitamin D. It's good for you. Or get some sunshine. One of the two. Anyway, so that's good news, conceivably. And I've heard different things, how there may be a fast-tracked vaccine ready to go if all the stars align in the early weeks of December. Maybe, but don't take my word on it. That's all. If everything goes absolutely perfectly, which it never does, that's possible.
You mean that same line that they tried to jump down Trump's throat about during the debates and make it seem like he was lying about it?
Well, he was saying before the election or in November or something, so he's a couple weeks off. And as we know, if Trump is 2 percentage points off of something, it's obviously a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the story I got.
All right, guys, that brings us to MSS News time. If there's a story you'd like to take a look at, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all. It's because I don't want to. First one comes from Check Your Logic, and I don't know if there's more to this story. I can read a little bit of it, but I was told that I'm over my limit on the
I hate that
San Francisco Chronicle. Apparently, I've been here a lot recently.
Wait. So weren't you like, what was it, Palo Alto or something the other day? That
yeah.
On the limit, and now it's San Francisco. Like, do you just get around? You are a news whore. You know that?
I do read a lot, to be honest, but I don't remember hitting most of these things. So, anyway. Social justice icon Angela Davis, uneasy with Kamala Harris's difficult history.
Uh-oh.
Longtime activist, author, and prison abolitionist Angela Davis wasn't excited to hear that Joe Biden picked Senator Kamala Harris to be his running mate, citing the former prosecutor and state attorney general's difficult history. Davis, 76, a professor emerita, or is that
Emeritus?
Emerita. Well, Emerita doesn't have the S at the end.
Oh, okay.
At UC Santa Cruz said Thursday during an online fundraiser that she, quote, wasn't excited at all, end quote, about Biden either, quote, particularly given his history in relation to mass incarceration and other issues.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker called Biden, the Democratic presidential nominee, to be, quote, the architect of mass incarceration in a presidential debate last year for authoring the 94 crime bill, toughening sentences for many federal crimes. Kamala has a difficult history, Davis said, without elaborating during the online event, which raised $80,000 for Courage California, a 4.1 million member progressive organization. I don't know how much time she had to speak, but saying something like that without elaborating is kind of a dick move.
A little bit.
Well,
Maybe that's as far as she was able to go and not sound like she's completely betraying the sisterhood. So
that's what I'm saying. She like, look, I'm gonna state what I feel, but I ain't gonna get myself in trouble.
I ain't gonna spill the whole tea.
Yeah,
I give you a drop.
A dab on my finger, let it fall off, but that's about it.
Here the tea bag. You got to find your own water. Okay. Oh, let's see. This one comes to us from our very own Jack the motherfucking Cochran. If I break up a little bit here, it's because the mail is opening up my computer.
Yeah.
Fucking hate this site. I like their stories, which is the problem, but there's so many ads on here. This is the only site that really makes me want to get a fucking ad blocker. Daily Mail, fix your shit.
Not going to happen.
What action will police take if you flout COVID rules this Christmas? Forces reveal different approach to a festive crackdown as a fifth of Britons say they will break rule of 6.
The rule of 6.
Sounds like it should be in a fantasy novel, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
More police forces from across the UK have confirmed they will enforce coronavirus restrictions if they are broken over Christmas, as nearly 20% of families said they would ignore the rule of 6. A Mail online investigation into the England and Wales 43 constabulary, how do you say that word? Constabulary? Constable?
Yeah.
But it with Larry's at the end.
Yeah, Larry's constable.
It's constables with Larry's at the end from now on. Has used police for fuck's sake.
No, they're British. They don't know what they're doing.
Why do they have to be so British all the time?
I don't know. Ask Alex.
Has uncovered differences in approach ranging from intervening in gatherings to welcoming visitors. But other forces have been unable to plan their tactics because they simply have no idea what tier and the subsequent rules their area will fall in by December 25th.
It's almost like things
it comes after you.
Right.
It comes after YouGov poll revealed just 68% of respondents would abide by the rule of 6 over the size of social gatherings. Well, there you go. Be careful in Britain if you know more than 5 people. Yeah. This one comes from Pincalo. This story actually saddened me.
Oh.
Supreme Court allows ballot extensions in Pennsylvania and North Carolina for now.
Uh-oh.
The U.S. Supreme Court has refused for a second time a Republican Party effort to block a 3-day extension for counting absentee ballots in Pennsylvania.
Wait, we were just told last night that the Supreme Court was like following Kavanaugh's Trump-laden rhetoric and denying voter rights and stuff.
That was literally.
I know.
Oh.
The court in its second case from North Carolina also refused late Wednesday to block a similar extension to time to count votes, an extension put into place by the state election board. New Justice Amy Coney Barrett did not participate in either case. Her decision was particularly noteworthy because her vote might or might not have affected the outcome, and because a Pennsylvania county had earlier this week filed and then withdrawn a formal request for the new Chief Justice to recuse herself. No, not Chief Justice. I said that. They didn't write that. My bad. A highly unusual statement issued by the court press office said that Barrett did not participate because of the need for a prompt resolution of a question before the court, and because the new justice had not had time to fully review the written arguments submitted. How is that unusual? She didn't have time to review the case. Of course she wasn't going to be involved.
Well, it's unusual because we've already painted a picture of exactly what type of person she is, and it doesn't fit with our narrative. So it's unusual that that was a statement, because there's no way that evil demon would have said that, right?
Now, this goes on a little bit. You're right there, Satsu. This goes on a little bit, but again, it doesn't touch on why I'm sad about that story. I was promised when she became a justice, abortion would be gone and women would be back in the kitchen, and that shit did not happen today.
Oh.
Instead, they're dealing with this shit and ruling probably how they should have. I don't like the Pennsylvania rule. For those of you who don't know, 3 days after the election, they'll still be taking ballots. It's supposed to still be postmarked by Election Day. The specific claim here or challenge here is because Pennsylvania has said even if you can't tell what the postmark said, you can still count it.
Right.
And that's a little, I don't like that. It should have to be postmarked, but it is the state law and that they're allowed to deal mostly with their elections without, without federal interference. So this is one that the feds don't need to come in and fix that. I'm not opposed to across the board, everybody votes the same kind of rules, but I'm also not opposed to states making their own as long as they're legal. As long as it's not something like what they're doing. Where's the one? Was it Pennsylvania where they're not even going to, where they said they don't have to match signatures?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds kind of. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the signatures don't have to match on your registration and your mail-in ballot. Now that one needs challenged and thrown the fuck out. Because that's one of the things we were told had to be. They're like, nah, that's all right. Anyway, Froggy sends us this one. Costco pulling products allegedly made with forced monkey labor. Let my people go.
True. Please tell me that's true.
This is the New York Post.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is coming from Weekly World News or something.
Yeah, but it's still the Post.
The alleged use of forced monkey labor has led Costco to stop selling Thai-made coconut products. PETA has been tracking such animal abuse. Oh, God, there's a video.
Hey!
Stop it. It's a monkey in a little cage in the back of a truck. PETA has been tracking such animal abuse since 2019 while urging retailers to pull merchandise made from bad actors to discourage the practice. The practice, USA Today reports.
Bad actors? Oh, boy, Hollywood must be scared.
No kind shopper wants monkeys to be chained up and treated like coconut picking machines. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I like coconut. I've never given two thoughts of whether or not monkeys are picking them. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that before. That's great. That's amazing.
I don't want them to be chained up and like whipped or anything to get up the tree to grab it. But Costco made the right call to reject animal exploitation, and PETA is calling on holdouts like Kroger to follow suit. That's a quote from the PETA guy. PETA investigation found chained up monkeys can pick around 400 coconuts a day.
Wow.
They're then stuffed in cages until their next shift.
Jeez.
Bro.
What, they couldn't find any little kids to do it? What, are they not China?
No.
What? I didn't do it. China does it.
Boy, oh boy.
I mean, they don't pick coconuts. They make them make T-shirts and Nikes and shit.
China
is asshole. All right. You'll no longer get authentically picked. I actually think I prefer a coconut that was actually picked by a monkey over one that was picked by a person.
Authentic monkey pickers.
It feels more authentic, doesn't it?
It feels more like a Looney Tunes cartoon, sure.
I mean, I'm going for the jungle experience there. Send a monkey up that tree and get me that.
Right.
What?
I mean, why would you want your own kind enslaved, monkey?
Well, have you ever seen what happens when you let monkeys just go to their own devices? You seen those monkey gangs in where's that at? Was it Venezuela? No, where's the place where they were having the trouble with the monkey gangs because of the COVID crisis?
Well, okay, seeing monkeys left to their own devices, that happens every night, monkey, on here with you.
And how does that turn out for you?
I get interrupted a lot.
Yeah.
There you go. See? Satsu, you get the point. India, that's where it was. Yes. If you guys haven't seen the monkey gangs, you got to go watch them. That shit is fucking amazing.
Right.
They terrorize people now because they used to get fed by all the tourists and stuff who would come in, and that dried up because of COVID, and now they're like, who got my shit?
You think you'd reach your coconut bottom line if Monkey was one of those monkeys?
No shit.
No, you wouldn't.
Faithless said, heard they killed someone. Yeah, there was a story about that. I haven't ever seen it verified by a second source, but I'm willing to believe it. Monkeys are not nice animals.
No, they will fuck you up.
They are little assholes.
Face Ripper Monkey. Remember Face Ripper Monkey?
No.
Oh, the monkey like this. I think it was a chimpanzee or something that was owned by a lady for like 30 or 40 years or something. It was some kind of like, and then one day, her friend came to visit, and the monkey just went absolutely crazy and like tore this lady apart, where she had to have her whole like face reconstructed and got her hair ripped off and all types of crazy shit. Yeah,
You missed a perfect opportunity to say he went ape shit, but
no shit. Yeah. They're cool when they're trained and stuff in like movies or at the zoo or something. But monkeys, orangutan, all of them, they are fucking horrible creatures. They are violent, mean fucking creatures. Understatement. Thank you. I have a question that involves a pun of your real name. Can I ask it?
Uh-oh.
I suppose.
I mean, considering the fact that you know his real name, I think it's fairly safe.
Is it my entire real name?
I was about to say, yeah. Is it like Francis something something something? Well,
Sanguine, thank you. Can we make it so that the monkey gangs and that one monkey that rode in on a scooter to steal a kid are the coconut pickers? Make it kind of like monkey jail. That one who ran in and stole that kid was funny as shit. Oh, God, I forgot about him. Oh, we're supposed to be doing MSS News, right? Fucking monkeys. Oh, let's see. We got a couple from Shrouded. Let's do this one. Is this a new one, or is this... Because this story comes up like every year. Yeah, it's a new one. B&M shoppers discover X-rated detail on cute reindeer Christmas decoration.
oh my God. An artist had a joke implanted in there. Oh no, that never happens.
A B&M shopper was left stunned after oh God, you guys got to see this.
Oh boy.
Because we've seen it before. And it's oh God. Okay. Okie, thank you. Simians cause dim people on Twitter to screech. Oh, you ain't lying. Anyway. Hey, thank you for that. And understatement, have you ever used the phrase, frankly speaking, I have all the power here? No. I've thought about doing a show called Frankly Speaking.
Ooh, there you go.
For a long time before I finally settled on Monkey in the Morning, I was going to name it just Frankly Speaking. Because it's one of my favorite phrases. A B&M shopper was left stunned after spotting an X-rated detail on a cute reindeer Christmas ornament. The woman was on the hunt for a new festive decoration in her local B&M store. You told us she was a B&M shopper. You don't... When she came across the white reindeer statue. On top of the reindeer's back were a number of adorable-looking animals, a fox, an owl, a rabbit, and a squirrel, as well as a robin sitting on one of its antlers, reports the Daily Star. Thinking it would look perfect on her mantelpiece this Christmas, she picked it up to put it in her basket. But as she turned it upside down to search for a price tag, she came across a very realistic looking set of male genitals. I put it into chat, you guys. If you saw the picture, does that look like realistic genitals to you?
It's just like those Target sales.
The Target ones were even more detailed, though.
Yeah, well, they were colored and everything.
Okay, Native, thank you, especially in the last hour. Lovely thread. Oh, indeed. He's talking about over there on Twitter. I mean, there was no need for this to be done there like that. It's obvious. Looks like they tried to put balls and a wiener on it. But so
It hurt her feelings, monkey.
Chicago Mike, thank you. Moose and Squirrel on the back. And Okie Native, thank you. Frank's red hot takes. Think of the sponsorships.
She was just like,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm having something with a penis bigger than my husband's in this house.
She's gonna put it on the mantle. How many people are gonna be picking it up and turning it over to look at and see if it has a dick?
I think it's more so the kids like who are just too short and they're looking up at it and they're like,
I guess. Anyway, so buy a different one, lady. God, man. People do realize animals have genitals, right?
Just get a nail file.
Yeah.
Take care of it. It won't be good for the deer. Very
Be thankful it wasn't a horse, man. That thing would be going all the way up to its navel. This one comes from Nico. Load up, goddamn. Bachelorette broadcast in Detroit mistakenly airs 2020 election results favoring Trump in Michigan. Oh, so this is the one that he's talking about. All right. Viewers who tuned in Tuesday's episode of The Bachelorette in Detroit were shocked to see results mistakenly displayed on screen for next week's presidential election. As the drama unfolded between Claire and Yosef on the reality show, viewers took to social media to note that WXYZ-TV seemed to accidentally post 2020 election results during the broadcast on the left side of the screen. The display showed President Donald Trump had defeated his opponent. Damn it.
Opponent?
Yes.
I was going to say opponent, and my mind went to impotent, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why Joe Biden would make me think that. Anyway, his opponent, Joe Biden, in the state. It also showed projections for several other local races, despite Election Day being a week away.
Was it just like a test thing or something, maybe? Like they just had a card ready?
Well, this is put up there because there's a picture here. I'll throw it into chat. There's a picture that it looks like they were showing the results, and maybe it was a test that was supposed to be internal.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. WXYZ TV told Fox News in a statement that the results were randomly generated as part of the test of the system they'll use on the actual election night that was mistakenly broadcast during The Bachelorette. Yeah, so they accidentally flipped the live switch when this was supposed to be internal.
Yeah, randomly generated, you say?
Randomly generated in Detroit, showing that Trump won. I would believe that.
Yeah, it's possible too. Yeah.
Now, if they'd showed Biden won, then I might be like, really? But showing Trump won, that's not a result people in Michigan want to see.
Yeah.
In the Detroit area.
Right.
Detroit is heavily blue.
Yes. You think Michigan will go as a whole will go red or blue this year, you think?
I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know.
Okay.
As close as 16 was.
How close was 16? I don't even know.
10,000 votes.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it was razor thin here in Michigan. On election night, it was something like 30,000 or something like that. But by the end of all voting, mail-in and everything, it's something like 10, 12. That's a very close margin. An incumbent usually gets a boost. But it's going to determine or depend on the black vote, which was depressed in 2016 compared to 08 and 12. And not just on the black vote, but who they come out to vote for, because what we're seeing with polls and stuff is that the black vote doesn't seem to be definitely in Joe's corner this year. There's some numbers that have come out about black voting that should scare the ever-loving shit out of Joe's campaign. There was the Rasmussen poll from the other day, just of Trump's job approval among blacks was at 46%, I think it was, with a trend that was an average in the low 30s. That should scare the Democrats a lot.
Satsu, do you have any sense of what Ohio's looking like?
No, I do not.
All right. Do you from the polling monkey have any idea what's going on in Ohio?
I believe Ohio's projected to go to Trump.
Oh, all right.
With what we know now, it's I believe that's one that's close, but they're still leaning towards Trump.
Gotcha.
God, I paid too much attention to this shit. Sanguine, I wasn't ignoring you. I just got distracted. Thank you so much for the donation, sir. Who says horses are nothing. Tapirs and elephants can scratch their bellies with their dicks.
Oh, unfortunately, what was that? That one YouTuber that does the voice that kind of sounds like Morgan Freeman or whatever. He does little animal videos where he just like true facts about the whatever. Yeah, I found out about tapirs in that show, and I was like, bruh. Came out of nowhere. I'm like, that motherfucker can lift himself off the ground with that motherfucker. Like, holy shit.
An honest to God third leg. All right, let's get one more in here before we wrap this up. Oki, thank you. I wonder what rooster sucking thing from California caused the black vote to not favor the incarcerating loving Biden ticket.
Oh, I get it. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Jeanette, thank you. My poor dad and sister said if a black person votes for Trump, they also agree with the KKK. No. Yeah. That's anyway.
Something could be said about that, but I'm not going to say it.
Not touching it.
I'm not touching that with a tapir dick.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the donation, but yeah, we've been over that crap. Jesus. Kevin Hart steps in where Jerry Lewis left off, raising $10.5 million during muscular dystrophy telethon.
Good for him. Good
for him, man. Yeah. I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan. I don't find him all that funny, but good on him for this. That's the kind of stuff that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Taking over from Jerry Lewis, who resigned as the charity mega successful fundraiser until his death, Kevin Hart hosted a telethon yesterday for MDA. What day was this? I'm not seeing the date. Excuse me. The inaugural MDA Kevin Hart Kids Telethon was streamed live in a 2-hour star-studded special, featured an event of comedy and musical performances that raised over $10.5 million. The telethon, which benefited both MDA and help from the Hart charity, also featured behind-the-scenes looks at essential work of the impactful charities, their families, research, care, and advocacy. You can view the October 24th show here. I will throw the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out sometime. There it is. That's not the right link. Hang on.
What did you do?
I put in the one from the Fox News story. There you go. The one that I last shared. That's cool, man. It's nice to end on a good story too. Kevin Hart, hats off to you, short man.
Oh wait, Fox wrote about it though? It's probably not true.
No, Fox didn't write about this one. Fox wrote about the Detroit thing.
Oh, then that's not true either.
yeah, that didn't happen either. All right, with that, guys, we're going to wrap up. Thanks for all the stories, and I know I didn't get to some of them, but it's because I told you I didn't want to. Satsu, what you been doing on the YouTubes?
Man, mind your motherfucking business.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I did anything today. Oh, no, you know what? I went over and I was trying to find ways to see if I could like go to my older videos and retrieve the tags from other videos and like maybe copy and paste them on like a notepad or something with all the commas and shit intact. So that way I can just do that because that would work. As long as you have commas in between all the words, it'll pop in just like tags.
Yep.
So I was like, I could do that. But found out that you can't really copy the tags manually, or at least with the commas intact. So what you would have to do is copy all of the text where the tags are, and then go in and put in all the commas yourself.
Oh, they probably put that in there intentionally to prevent like mass, like drops of a whole bunch of different tags, so you actually have to enter them all.
Real quick, I got to get this. Nathan, thank you. Anyone see that ad from the Lincoln Project? The mother speaking to her kid in the bedroom, hilarious drama. That one's great, but I have another better one for you. Thank you for the donation. I'm sorry, Satsu, go ahead.
Outside of that, I've just kind of been chilling. I was thinking about putting out a Medieval Dynasty video today because they released some new stuff on there, but it wasn't, I mean, it was a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff that's like showcaseable, you know? Like it was a lot of fixes and stuff like that or whatever. And I don't know. I'm probably going to start a new single player thing on there or whatever. And I don't think I plan on streaming it. I got a plan with that, and we'll see how that works out. But that's pretty much it for me.
All right, Scribbles, what you been up to?
Nothing. Because I had planned to take today off because I thought I was going to have a meeting, and now I don't have the meeting. So tomorrow's the meeting. But despite that, I'm still going to do a TEDx tomorrow with Gino Marino. So look forward to that. And warning, though, depending on what happens with my meeting, it may be later than noon Pacific time. I won't know until late tomorrow. So keep an eye on my Twitter. I will let you guys know as soon as I have an estimate on that.
Kibasar Vold, thank you so much. I like 50 Cent's statement. Fuck Biden, I'm voting Trump. I don't want to be known as 20 Cent.
Didn't he change his mind back again because Chelsea Handler, like...
No. Remember, that was the one that was the Scarface joke.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right.
Made a joke back at her, and she didn't get it. She was just like, "But what that got to do with me sucking your dick, though?"
I wasn't sure if, like, because I got confused over, like, the joke versus what his actual intentions were, because I wasn't sure what the hell was going on.
Now, the Lincoln Project ad was just brought up, and I'm going to share in chat a video. If you don't have Twitter, you can go watch it on Monkey in the Morning last night. We watched it. This is a video called Midas Touch. I'm getting a little head on fucketry here. It is fucking wonderful. It is fucking wonderful. This woman gets pulled over, and I'm not going to ruin the rest of it for you.
Yeah.
I'll give you time to watch it because it's only like a minute long. And a little bit later in fucketry, we will talk about that video if I remember. Let's see. Last night we did a Monkey in the Morning. I chose not to do a game stream because I talked to Lady Monkey. I said, I'm either going to do a game stream and then sleep or sleep and then do a game stream. And she goes, if it were me, I'd sleep first. I'm like, that actually sounds good. And then I went to sleep and I got up and fucked around on Twitter until it was too late to do a game stream. So I'll probably be doing one right after this. Right after this, I will either be doing Monkey in the Morning or a game stream, and then whichever one I didn't get to, I will do following. So keep an eye out for those. That brings us on to the Humping Trees. And Satsu, what you up to today?
Humping trees, man. That's all I do.
That's fine.
Yeah. You ever wonder how squirrels get homes inside of those? Because of my darkness. I mean, my blackness. Sorry.
Whoa.
Just don't plant your seed everywhere.
Satsu's a tree fucker.
They don't work in trees, so trust me, I know.
But you don't know who's going to come along and rub against it. We've seen tree lovers before.
Satsu's been drilling for sap.
You're missing the point. I was the one who came along.
Oh, you gonna end up somebody's baby daddy, and you ain't gonna know it.
Bitch looking to put honey up herself is like, oh, I didn't know it was.
How'd I get a Satsu?
I don't know, but this got really weird real quick. All right,
so your fault.
We started with leaking nipples. I think we're okay.
That's still, I still find issue with that. So I saw the Reuters thing going around on Facebook about Putin rejecting Donald Trump's criticism of the Biden family or whatever.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to point this out. Faithless said Sapsu.
Sapsu. Good one.
Go ahead.
I saw this floating around on Twitter, and I was just giddy because, like the same people, the usual suspects were just like, Putin is doing this, and Trump is working with Putin, and he's not to be trusted, and he's a snake, a master of subterfuge. Oh wait, he said a thing we agree with. All right, Putin.
Yeah.
All right, Putin, whip out the dick. It's your turn.
Yep. Now he's a reliable source because he said something that they approve of.
Is that easy?
Yeah, that's it.
Good Lord. Like, all right.
Welcome to politics, where as long as you agree with me, you're an okay person.
Yes. I put out a post earlier that said, anybody else find it interesting that whenever we talk about any gathering of any sort for literally any reason, lately, we also need to talk about the importance and the dangers of COVID, which is to be expected because COVID. Except when we talk about thousands of unmasked people in the streets to protest. Because as you guys know, there's a protest going on now, and there are videos surfacing of them reclaiming, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Commandeering is a good one, yeah. Reparations.
Yeah, items in the name of another dead person, because I'm sure in their last breath they were like, make sure you steal everything you can.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the case, and now they're smiling from wherever they went. It is very interesting because all the videos that I've seen as of late, it's showing much less people nowadays wearing masks than previous ones. Because like in the previous videos, there were always people not wearing masks, but true enough, there were significantly more people wearing them than not, for the most part. But lately, it's just been like, they just like, fuck it, we don't care. And one of the rebuttals I got to this was like, well, their plan is to go out there and disrupt. They don't really care too much about safety, so that might be an explanation. And I'm like, how exactly does that fuel the narrative that we shouldn't be talking about COVID in regards to these situations? Like, what? How is that? Was that like, I had to like stop for a second and really try to think about what they were saying to me, because I'm like, is this supposed to be the answer as to why we shouldn't talk about COVID in response to this? Because that sounds like a reason to absolutely talk about COVID in response to it was just, I don't know, man. And quite a few people were just like, well, I don't really see it. I don't think the media really talks about it in other cases either. They don't really talk about it much at all. And I'm just like, either A, you are completely full of shit, or B, you're not fucking paying attention. Those are the only options you get. Because there's no way you can say those words and mean them. If you've been paying attention, that is.
Real quick, let me get this. Nathan, thank you. I watched that video, Monkey. That's literally the beginning of 1992's Fortress, starring Christopher Lambert. I've never seen it.
Lambert.
Christopher Steve. I've never seen it, but that commercial is dumb as shit.
Of course. Fortress. Oh yeah.
Of course you have.
Yeah, Fortress. It was bad. Christopher Lambert movies are usually pretty bad.
Well, then that ad was a fitting tribute.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got, Satsu?
This next one is visual. Hold on.
Oh.
Let me see.
Uh-oh. Visual aids.
I like visual aids. They help me visualize.
AIDS.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that I saw that.
Wow.
I saw this on Facebook, and I just like, I did one of those laughs where it's not audible, but you are laughing really hard and you can't stop yourself from getting out of that mode.
That is amazing.
I'm just like, why is this so funny to me? It was I just couldn't help it. Because the figures kind of really add to it, and the headshots that they use just make it so funny. That was very amusing to me. And let's see. There was one other thing over here on the book face that I wanted to talk about. Oh, this post had popped up. This girl says, I'm with this great guy, and he's pretty awesome, and I'm very glad that he doesn't have any hoes. But then I thought about it. Why doesn't he have any hoes? Am I fighting for a spot that nobody else wants?
What?
And the dude commented up under, what the fuck do you bitches actually want?
Right. Good God.
Like, are you serious right now?
How dare he be true?
And I'm just like, wait a minute. How are you fighting for anything if he ain't got hoes? Like, you ain't fighting for shit. You're in a happy, committed relationship, you silly bitch. What is wrong with you? She's just like, The simple fact that he's not fucking with a bunch of other bitches is really concerning to me. Maybe he's not that desirable. Like, maybe he just doesn't want to cheat on you, stupid.
He going to now. Pincalo, thank you. My first thought when I saw that ad was ACB is going to have forced teen abortions become law. That's not what's happening in that ad. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. Apparently that's confused a couple of people. No, I'm going to jump in here. We're going to talk about this ad real fast. Satsu, did you watch the ad?
No, I didn't. The one that you guys are talking about, no, I didn't see that one.
All right, here's the ad. This mom says to her daughter in a panicked voice, "Don't just stay quiet. I'll handle this." As she's being pulled over by police, and when they're pulled over, he's like, "Oh, hey, what's with you, little girl?" And they yank her out of the car because they were going across the border to get an illegal abortion. They weren't going to allow that to happen because you'll have to get illegal abortions if you want them, and you're a knocked up kid in America tomorrow.
How old was the kid?
She's a teenager.
Oh, okay.
That's why she needed an abortion, and she has to go to Mexico now to get them, apparently. And there's going to be roving bands of police looking to make sure little girls don't get abortions illegally across the border.
Now, this would be also an excellent time to remind you that Democrats or whoever the fuck is making these don't use fear-mongering as a tactic to
Nope. Poker Pierce, thank you so much, who says, "Hello, gents. Hope you're having a great one. I hope you're feeling better, Mr. COVID. Did you get sleep?" This dude, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell on you to the people in chat. He got in trouble with his wife the other day because he has COVID. And he was in bed for several days. And the first thing he does when he gets up is go out and clean out the entire garage. And he's like, "She's mad at me." Like, "I'm mad at you. Take your ass back to bed." But I hope you're feeling better, man. I really do.
This last bit of fucketry I'm going to share is not fucketry. It's just awesome. And it is a shareable. So go ahead and share it if you like.
Let me bring that back up. What? Oh, force choke.
Yeah, this was their wedding picture. I'm like, dude, that's fucking sweet, man. I'm like, how many times did they have to try to get them to jump all in unison to where it looked like they were being held up? That's fucking sweet.
That's really awesome. It's a good picture.
Yeah. She got that face on too, like.
But now she Darth Vader.
That's all right.
She evil.
It's cool. Most wives are.
John Miller, thank you. Normally they just use a nuke to smear a campaign. That's been done. That one, the ad we just talked about, that is absolutely ridiculous. This one is one that they should send into the Star Wars Twitter. I bet they'd retweet that shit.
Wait, what?
What?
I missed what you just said.
Oh, I said they should send that into like the Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
They would retweet that for them. They'd go viral on that shit if they haven't already.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through and I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking sweet.
That's pretty awesome. Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
Scribbles, what you been up to?
Well, let's see. I trolled Count Dankula today. He was making a comment about something completely different, but he tweeted out, "I mean, honestly, if Alex Jones went on Joe Rogan and said, 'Count Dankula fucks melons,' and I just screeched about him being platformed instead of offering any counterpoints to what he said, that just makes it look like I fuck melons." And I screenshotted that tweet, and I took the text and I crossed out everything. So now it just reads, "I mean, honestly, I fuck melons." I said breaking news. And I got 127 likes and 2 retweets out of that one. And not long thereafter, let's see, where's the other one? Where'd it go? This is all like retweets and things, so it's hard for me to find them that easily. Is that it there? No. Shit.
This is why we need a producer.
We need a producer.
Yeah, something like that. Or I just need to have been prepared for this ahead of time.
That's what a producer's for.
Let's see. Oh, I know what I did.
You know what you did.
Nah, apparently I can't find it. Anyway, so he posted something later on that said something to the effect, just for the record, I don't fuck melons. And I just crossed everything except, just for the record, I fuck melons. That got lesser likes, but I think it was buried amongst a bunch of other stuff. Other than that, let's see, anything else really exciting today? Oh, a story from NPR. The Latinx vote comes of age. Code switch. For the first time in election history, Latinos are projected to be the second largest voting demographic in the country. The reason? Gen Z. And I said, stop trying to make Latinx happen. It isn't going to happen. It just isn't.
Latinx.
Let's see. Then in the wonderful wasteland that is becoming Seattle, the Seattle City Council is considering new legislation that would create a legal loophole that would make substance addiction, mental illness, or poverty a valid legal defense for nearly all misdemeanor crimes committed in the city.
Okay.
Now, somebody else pointed this out, and I kind of arrived at the same conclusion. So apparently, the top tier of a misdemeanor theft in, I don't know if it's Seattle or Washington, whatever it is $750 worth of merchandise. So for any singular crime, if you're poor, you have a $750 gift card you can use anywhere in the city.
That's in Seattle, you said?
Seattle, yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah.
I forget who was in chat or the responses or whatever, but they're like, I'm poor. And I said, well, hey, there you go, smorgasbord.
Hell yeah, bro.
Substance addiction, mental illness, or poverty, a valid legal defense for nearly all misdemeanor crimes. And that doesn't count like misdemeanor whatever else besides just theft. So, yeah, go for that, Seattle. Good job. Good job. Learning nothing from CHOP.
I'm all
$750. I can get a lot of shit for $750.
I know, right? So, I mean, if they want to, I've seen all those store owners that were sort of affected by this and other places there have been like closing down, like places that have been there for like 50 or 100 years or something are like, fuck this, we're out. Yeah, this will really promote some more business in your town. If anybody can just walk in, steal stuff, and not be held legally liable for it.
Could you imagine somebody like going to fucking like whatever their local grocery store is, filling a cart and just walking the fuck out and they like, hey, I'm poor.
Yep, exactly. But other than that, yeah, I mean, all the stuff there was this picture of Joe Biden and his wife sitting at a desk, and it just said, we voted, and it shows them filling out their ballots or whatever. And I wrote a very brief dialogue. Biden says, George, and Jill says, Joe. Who are you voting for? Otherwise, I think that, the Washington Post said, perspective, no matter who wins the election, disinformation will still poison our democracy. And I just asked when? When?
Wait a minute. The media said that?
Oh, yeah.
The
Post.
People like,
Post,
you mean the place where I get my information? Are you making a promise? That sounds like a promise, actually.
Oh, I did get to exercise my knowledge of things today also. This is the last one.
Hold that thought. Okay, thank you. 3 large buses split between the 300 people in chat. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Seth. Or Scribe.
Who am I again? Oh, whatever. No, whatever. It's fine.
Do your thing.
Okay. So someone who is really, really, really thirsty for Ibram X. Kendi's attention. She said, the anti-racist researcher asks what's wrong with policies, practices, and environments, not what's wrong with people. And I said, correct, because the anti-racist researcher already knows what's wrong with people. They're all racist.
Dude.
Because anti-racism is a belief system wherein racism is the cardinal and original sin that infests everything and everyone all the time. There's no question as to if someone is racist. The only question is, do they confess to it or not? That's it. That's the anti-racism model. And if you don't believe me, I listen to the man himself tell me. That's exactly what it is. So anytime anybody talks about anti-racism, well, there you go. But anyway, that's all I got.
Oh, do I have the actual video of this? Because I want to watch the. We'll just look at the picture. I suppose is enough. What you're seeing on the screen is the Oregon Health Advisory, something like that. I forget what they are. This lady dressed as a clown here is announcing how many people have and have died of COVID.
Huh?
Yeah. She dressed up like a clown to go and talk about COVID and talk about how many people died. Now, they were also talking about Halloween, so I kind of get what they were going for here. But maybe having the clown be the one to do it is the wrong thing. Maybe dress like a doctor. If you're trying to make a point about staying safe in Halloween and stuff, maybe the clown's not the way to go. Seems like you might not be taking it seriously. There's actual video of that, and it is as cringy as you might think. I don't know what kind of dumbass approved that. Who was like, you know what? We should definitely talk about COVID dressed as a clown.
It'll put the kids at ease.
Good God. Nothing says we care about the dead like dressing as a clown to do it. Let's see. Miriam Williamson. I forgot I was following her. She tweeted this out. There are people in this country more concerned about a Walmart being looted than about an innocent man being killed. Many of them tout the Bible, but thou shalt not loot is not in there. Thou shalt not kill sure is.
Thou shalt what?
Oh my God! So were people like literally internet slapping her with the Bible for like?
Oh yes. It took her almost a full day to come back with this. It gets better.
Well, wait a sec. That's only incorrect if you're an originalist monkey.
Hang on. She says, actually, thou shalt not steal is of course in there. But my point about priorities remains the same.
Oh God.
Yes. My point about priorities is very relevant and potent now that I've displayed that I am a fucking misinformed idiot.
Oh, I read that. I'm like, she can't be serious. She was.
Good Lord.
She,
I'm surprised she didn't come back and say, I said specifically loot. That word is not in there.
That's what I mean. It only matters if you're an originalist, which was a big deal with Amy Coney Barrett. How dare she be an originalist of the Constitution?
Gamer Valine, thank you. Women aren't funny. Patch Adams was an anomaly of comedy and medicine done by a man. It can work if you're trying for comedy, but she wasn't even going for comedy.
Patch Adams, what?
She's making the Patch Adams you can do medicine as a man kind of thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I get that. But she wasn't going for a comedy here. This was completely straight. So, I mean, even if the comedy, it would be in poor taste, but at least it would make more sense than this. Holy shit. Jeff Flake said, don't tell anyone, or don't let anybody tell you that casting your vote for Joe Biden is not being conservative. This year, the most conservative thing you can do is put your country over party. You should always put your country over party. Sorry, guys. You just should. Fuck your party. Cryptic, thank you. She's the reason why I left that party. Ooh, wait. Patch Adams? Anyway. But Jeff, don't tell me voting for Biden is conservative. It's not. It's just not. You should be able to find any other reason than, no, it's conservative to vote for Biden if you actually believe in voting for Biden. That's a stupid argument. Shut up, Jeff. This guy had never heard him before. He says, Joe Rogan has repeatedly given a platform to unhinged conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, most recently yesterday. That's all in caps. Yesterday. Which in my view is everything you need to know about Joe Rogan.
Oh my God.
He gave an interview to Jack Dorsey too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's interviewed what is he, like 2,000 episodes, some shit? He's over 1,000 episodes, I know. But it just made me think, God, if this kid had ever heard Art Bell,
Oh, Art Bell.
this dude would have lost his fucking mind. You think Alex Jones is nuts? Listen to some of the old Coast to Coast AM call-ins.
Two Guy is not nearly as interesting to listen to as Art Bell was.
Sanguine, thank you. Please tell me Ramen King has a new video of him chomping on ramen and pointing to the commandments that he sent her. That would be funny, but not that I've seen.
Oh,
Cryptic, thank you.
Yeah, I forgot about him. That shit was funny.
Cryptic, thank you. My lady friend told me that she has had a baby recently, but it was just a shit joke. Oh.
What?
I can't give you that one, man. I see where you went, but it's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty. What else do we have here? Donald Trump was giving a speech somewhere, one of his rallies, and he made a joke about how in California you're supposed to eat through masks.
Oh.
And several people, they have these magical masks in California where you can eat through them. It was clearly a joke, but never to let us forget he's a fucking moron. Ted Lieu tweeted out this: "Dear @Real President Trump, we have the magical California mask that lets you eat right through it. Aw, just kidding. We wear masks in public and take them off when eating. Also, where do you get your batshit crazy ideas? As POTUS, you have access to the best info in the world. Use it." He's making fun of you guys. He's making fun of California and the fact that you idiots, you have to wear masks all the time. But Ted Lieu's a moron, and I always enjoy reminding him of it. This one annoyed me, and I don't think it got the traction it really should have. Biden tweeted this out. "You can't make this up." Yesterday, the White House Science Office put out a statement listing ending the COVID-19 pandemic as the top accomplishment of President Trump's first term. Now, that would be absolutely absurd if he hadn't have just made that up.
Yeah,
Right.
I saw that there was an article about it or something too.
Politico wrote an article about it, and Joe Biden retweeted it. What it actually is it's a list of accomplishments, policies, actions, which is very vague. And what was the other one? I forget. But it's not just accomplishments. And if you read the ending COVID-19 part, it talks about them taking steps to try to slow and end it. Not to doing it, to taking the steps to try to do it. Which reminded me that Joe Biden's a liar, and so is the guy who does his Twitter account. Cryptic, thank you. I just came back from California 2 hours ago. I don't wish that hellhole on anybody. Yeah, I was arguing with Californians today. Got more wildfire arguments. Folks versus folks. Why is FOLX more inclusive than FOLKS?
Because X means we don't assume the nature of the individual.
Some articles suggest that folks, FOLX, is more inclusive because it is gender neutral. This explanation has drawn criticism, as skeptics correctly point out that it is already gender neutral.
Yeah.
The reason we need FOLX, in addition to gender neutral folks, is to indicate inclusion of other marginalized groups, including people of color and trans people.
Now, here's the thing, because I love connecting the dots to try to figure out their logic. A normal person uses a word like that and understands that those people are people, so they automatically include them in it. But these people have to go through the mental process to decide for themselves that these people are indeed not people in order to decide that they aren't included in it. Like, you have to actually go through that mental exercise. Okay, when you say the word folks, it generally means most people, but these people aren't people. so it doesn't include them. So we need to make a new word to make sure it includes them. And I'm just like, you have set a fire and then poured a bucket of water over said fire and said, fixed it. And I'm like, but okay. All right. Cool beans.
Yeah. Now, this next one, this was going around on Twitter today, and this is a protester was arrested in, I want to say it was Portland. Yeah, it was Portland because the tweet was directed at Ted Wheeler.
Oh.
The guy asked him, hey, could you please do something about your, bigoted cops? Thank you, Gino. Newsom is telling those of us in California how we're allowed to have Thanksgiving. Send him to the gallows. Good night, baby. I love you. Thank you for the donation. Normally when we hear this kind of shit, it's somebody being overly sensitive, but look how the word flag is spelled here. I don't like Antifa. I don't like these shitbags, but if this is real, this guy has a point. There's no way that wasn't done on purpose.
Yeah, I was a little confused looking at it too. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Nowhere else is any other letter capitalized except for that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's only those 3 letters. Juvenile or hateful, that's for other people to decide. I don't know the guy who wrote it. Either way, highly inappropriate for a police officer.
Yeah.
So if you're cheering along, okay, it's fine, haha. But this is an official thing. That's fucked up. That shit shouldn't be happening. That's a police officer who does need some training. I get it. You're tired of dealing with these shitbags, but that's not cool. Not cool. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap up. Not the whole show, but the that one. We're gonna.
Oh, damn, that was quick. I got.
No. We're gonna wrap up because I have there was so much shit I got into today. I was on Twitter for like 6 hours, man, and I was active the whole time. So there's a ton of other shit. So you'll have to come out to Monkey in the Morning for the rest of it. For those of you who are like boohoo and all that, look, it's not a huge deal that this guy he doesn't like deserve millions or something for being discriminated against or whatever. But that police officer probably should not be doing what he's doing right now. And by that, I mean on the job right now. He needs pulled off the street if he's to this point to where it's making him think that that's okay to do.
Mm-hmm.
Police officers are held to a standard. That's why, like, when you see him standing there taking all that abuse, I've already told you, I could not do that. I'd have shot somebody. That's why I'm not a police officer. That's not cool. And you can disagree all you like, but you know what happens when that shit goes to court and a judge sees that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good luck getting that guy in any kind of trouble. Anyway, questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the chat now. We'll do our best to address them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was a Freudian slip. Yeah, that was probably it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right on the nose.
Wait, don't the police have to fill those out in ink? That is filled out in ink. That's the copy that they give the person.
Yeah.
So would a container of mead be a flagon of mead? Stop it. Piss poor penmanship. Well, there is something to the fact that if you look at the penmanship, there's slight differences. Like when the guy used the I for bike, he doesn't dot it, but he does for rainbow. I don't know if that is, that's why I said, if that is real, and they'll be able to look at the cop's copy of it and find out if it is, then that cop needs discipline for that.
Yep.
Oh, Lords, would y'all try chicken and steak fajitas served with spicy queso, no soap herb, a side of garlic rice, and a copper cup of salted tequila? Where's this menu from? Yeah, I'd eat all that, but why can't the queso be spicy? And where's that from? It sounds like it's from a Mexican restaurant run by white people. Gentlemen, were you going to have the Mexican meal?
Yeah, I hit it.
Fajitas, some rice, and some tequila.
Sounds fine. Sounds okay.
Bring my own jalapenos. Fuck it.
Understatement. Please stop using my last name. What's wrong with Satsu climbing? No, not doing it. Why does time fly so fast? Because we're having fun. You just don't notice how quick things are going when you're having a good time.
Time
and
flies.
you don't want those times to end. I can't help myself. Satsu, why is your avatar an old white guy?
You need to change it back, Satsu. You're answering this way too many times.
I've reached my allotted times to explain it. Don't worry. It'll change in 2 days. I got 2 days left. I get to keep my melanin, and you guys don't have to worry no more. Just
what happens in 2 days?
In 2 days, the contract is up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Satsu, how's the baby doing?
She is doing pretty good. Something pretty funny happened today. She was walking into the room from outside, and it was kind of dark. So she bumped into the door because I guess she couldn't really see it, and the door flung open and it hit the wall. And she turned around and started like a light sprint. It was like, don't touch it. And I'm like, Aaliyah, I know you didn't do it, but she was looking back like, oh God, I'm in trouble. And I'm like, no, come back, child. Because like, you know, she's not supposed to, she'll go in and like close herself in a room or whatever. So I tell her like not to touch the doors. She knows like don't touch the doors, but she bumped into it accidentally. And when it hit the wall and slammed, she was like, oh shit. I'm like, it's okay, Aaliyah. No, you didn't do it. She like, don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
That was super funny. Otherwise, you know, she's a baby. Just doing baby stuff.
Should folks watching this stream like it and share if they're so inclined? Gamer Valine said, why suddenly block lettering on that word? Again, if it's real, it was to be a douche. Whether it's hateful or juvenile, again, not for me to say. If it's not real, to try to make it seem like they're being, well, a douche. Scribe, are you going to do another horror story reading for Halloween?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I hadn't thought about it. My Halloween plans so far are just to do the moon-based TEDx on Saturday, and otherwise I hadn't really thought about Halloween stuff because I don't usually do anything for Halloween. But I will consider it depending on the circumstances.
My lords, how's the weather where you're at? It's cold as fuck here right now. I was this morning when I went upstairs to talk to Lady Monkey, and she's watching the news, and the guy said, "Yeah, we're gonna have freezing rain and sleet." I was like, "What? Did that motherfucker just say freezing rain?" Yeah.
Yep. Monkey is a lizard. He doesn't like this stuff.
It's cold. Satsu, how's it where you're at?
Squishy tells me that it's cold outside, and I believe her because when she comes in and touches me with her freezing cold fingers, that validates that narrative. Otherwise, I wouldn't fucking know. I ain't been out there.
Scribbles, how's things in your neck of the woods?
I took a walk this morning, and it was crisp-ish, I guess, and then things warmed up a bit, so it's just comfortable, I suppose, but it's season's changing pretty quick.
Sorry, won't happen again. It's fine. Understatement. Just because it's out there doesn't mean I want it repeated over and over again. Scribe, have you seen the show? Have you seen The Keep with Jürgen Prochnow?
Jürgen Prochnow? I have not seen The Keep with Jürgen Prochnow, at least as far as I recall. I've seen lots of Jürgen Prochnow stuff with like Das Boot and such. Jürgen, he's German. I believe
sounds like it should be said by the Swedish chef.
No,
Jürgen.
The J is pronounced like a Y because, you know, like ya. etc. Yeah, Jurgen Prochnow.
Nah. I know nah, bro.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He was in Dune too.
Every time I write something that sounds like it starts with a Y, it starts with a Y. I'm American.
I understand this.
I'm not saying they're Jurgen. That's Jurgen. That's a lotion, is what that shit is.
Oh my god.
It's for tugging.
Yeah, exactly.
Xenophobic bastard.
And you wonder why Monkey called you Waitsu that one time. What did you do that was? Is it because of the picture?
Oh, is it because of the picture? And trust me, that wasn't the reason Monkey called me Waitsu.
Yeah, I don't even remember why I said that. That was a long time ago.
Y'all be remembering some weird ass shit.
We're memorable. That's what it is.
That's right.
Just not to ourselves.
Yeah, we don't remember half the shit we do.
Oh lords, why Scribe cheese?
I think something like that was said last night, and I still don't understand what it means.
I feel like we're missing words. Are we supposed to buy a vowel?
Is that vowel a Y or a J?
Dark Resurrect says, I got my adapter in today, ready to play Phasmo, Monk. Pete, over on the Streamlabs, that's very, very generous of you with no donation, goddamn, no message, and an animal playing a guitar. It's pretty cool.
Whenever you say thanks, Pete, that's very, very generous. I like instinctively open up mine too, because Pete usually I'm just like, let me not miss this just in case.
Pete is a very
Pete is awesome.
Generous supporter of us. We have lots of very generous supporters, and we love y'all for it.
Indeed.
I like to eat.
Yeah, food is good. It's a good thing to have.
Mostly ramen.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Dark Resurrect said, ready to play Phasmo, Monk? I don't know what I'm going to play tonight. I might go and check out the new updates. I was telling people when I played yesterday that I might take a break from it for a couple of days. I will be playing on Halloween. Whether Satsu, did you still want to play on Halloween?
Yeah. If that was what we were doing, then yeah, definitely we can do some Halloween Phasma fun. What day is Halloween fall on again?
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
I got to talk to Squishy and we'll work out the details, because we were talking about doing a long stream, weren't we?
Yeah, I will be playing throughout the day.
Okay.
I don't know how long I'll be playing and stuff, but I will be playing throughout the day. But I do have other commitments that day as well, because it is Pumpkin's birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's why she called Pumpkin.
She turns the big 2.
Oh my god.
The 1-2, y'all. And so I'll be spending time with them. What? Monk, if your mortal enemy is stairs, why not put in a coconut tree? I don't want to be chained and forced to go get coconuts. I feel like you guys missed the bad part of that story. These are little monkey slaves, is what they were saying. They're chained and forced. They didn't. What they say? 400 coconuts in a shift, and then they get thrown back in a cage. They're not allowed to roam freely and steal from people.
I'm sorry. All I heard was a bunch of monkeys got laid off. That's all I heard.
They're putting them out of work.
Yeah, they can't families now.
Well, I do wonder how they force them to get the coconuts.
I mean,
force them. They train them to do so, and it's just like, here's a treat if you do the right thing, and they do that. So,
well, you don't really have. Depending on the monkey, like if those coconuts are like native to where they live, you probably don't even have to train them to do so. You just like let them know, if you do this for me instead of for you, then I'll give you this instead.
Right. Oh lords, are y'all ready for Cat Santa? Sure.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you think Trump will pack the courts if he wins, since so many want it packed? No.
Nope.
And I hope he doesn't.
Well,
if he wins, there's no reason to pack the court. And by the time we get to the Democrats having power again, maybe that shit will have worn off. Maybe Barrett won't be the abortion killer that they think she is. and they'll
Well,
calm their
none of them have been so far. Between Samuel Alito and John Roberts and Kavanaugh, just every time that they fearmonger this stuff, you go back, you could probably find every instance where, for Alito, Roberts, and so on, that Chuck Schumer warned about the end of the world that would occur if this person's confirmed, and then nothing's happened.
Yeah. I do think when it comes to the court packing, the best thing that could happen to us is a Trump win, because I think it will have that calming, basically a cooling down effect.
Mm-hmm.
If Biden wins, you're still going to have this push before we ever see these cases come forward for them to pack the court, and I'm afraid they'll do it. I don't want to see it happen that way. Told you, I don't mind if they add more justices. I just don't want it seen as a childish response to not getting your way.
Right.
That's not the way to do it. So, yeah. And if they wanted to have that conversation, that is a fine conversation to have. Should we have more justices? We have 9 people right now who decide yes or no for us on pretty much everything. Is that enough? Ruth thought so.
Yeah, but fuck her. Also, we have to value her legacy and what she wanted.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Fuck what that bitch thinks, unless it's something that we agree with.
It's so funny to me because they're all willing to go against her on the court packing thing,
Yeah.
which is on video.
Yeah,
There's video of her saying that.
That's a part of her legacy.
But when her granddaughter just tells us that's what she said, then we have to respect that.
Uh-huh.
Fuck right off. If the police get defunded, will we be able to get all of their albums for free? Oh, damn you. Damn you. I was almost to the end of that before I saw what you were doing to me. You got me. And no, just for that, you have to pay double. Lords of the Night, are you ready for Christmas movies this year? Yes, I love Christmas movies.
Die Hard.
Ernest Saves Christmas, The Ref, Die Hard, of course, The Grinch.
What about Santa Claus, the movie?
I was never a big fan, but I'll watch it. What else? There's so many. The Charlie Brown Christmas, though, but you have to have Apple TV to see it now.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa disappointed me.
Oh.
I wanted that to be a good movie, and it was just It wasn't horrible. It was just If you're going to be that raunchy with a Santa, it better be really funny, and it just wasn't.
Oh.
Are the wildfires out? No.
No.
Kamala was just warning. That's why I got into an argument with Californians today, because Kamala came out and she put out a fire escape plan things. If you don't have a plan to escape the wildfires, here are some tips. And here's my tip. Move the fuck out of a state where they don't have proper forest management. And a lot of Californians got mad.
How dare you insult our poor planning?
Our state that's on fire because of what you just said. Let's see. With each detail Scribe gives about his weather and ambient background noise, we come closer to ascertaining his location. Don't try to find him.
Ascertain my location.
He's not the flag from that weirdo.
Wowzers.
You're basically a Shia LaBeouf flag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that's
Be looking for chemtrails over your house.
Oh, boy.
Nico says, but why? Why not?
I mean, between the weather and my complaints of smoke in the air, I don't know. I just giving away a little bit of here and there might not be that difficult.
Oh, my God. I just remember that there was a show that me and Squishy used to watch called it's called like Border something or whatever. It was like a cartoon. It was supposed to be like a Family Guy, but it wasn't. It didn't quite get there. Like, it was one of those cartoon shows. It's like, hey guys, we can be Family Guy too, and everybody's like, no. Yeah, the place that they lived in was called Mexifornia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuna salad or egg salad? Ooh, I like both.
Yeah, I like both actually.
If I'm just eating it, then just the egg salad. But on a sandwich, that's a toss-up. That's a toss-up.
I don't know, man. I think I actually like egg salad sandwiches better than tuna sandwiches.
Like I said, for me, it's a toss-up. They're really close. Really close.
Yeah, they're like neck and neck.
Scribbles doesn't eat human food.
That's right. Only the best canned, reprocessed stuff for me.
Tuna or egg salad?
Tuna.
There you go. I can't make fun of anybody's answer there because they're both good. I shouldn't make fun of my friends anyway, but that's who I am. Any of you dudes ever read Catch 22? Also, Balls. I don't know why Balls is there, but no, I never read Catch 22.
Nope, never did.
Nah, bruh.
Are you going to try handing out candy this Halloween? No. I've only ever tried handing out Halloween candy once. The first year we lived here, and I realized nobody comes here for trick-or-treating, and it was very saddening to me.
Yeah, that is pretty, when you're just like all amped up and you bought some candy, you're like, yeah. And then the kids are like, mm-mm.
I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's not a lot of houses on this street. There's not a lot of reason. And most people don't even know my street exists in my town. I tell them where I live, and they're like, where's that? Trying to get pizza delivered is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you, Pete, for the donation. I told you Pete was awesome.
Pete's a good guy.
Goodman.
Would you try fried garlic chicken Sammy, extra cheesy mashed taters, bacon wrapped and fried asparagus tips, and a yard glass of pineapple-infused moonshine?
Yard glass?
I don't know what a yard glass is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I'll take everything else.
I'd try. Yeah, of course. Keldrick, thank you. 10 monies for 10 minutes left in the stream. Where were you 2 hours ago? Thank you for the donation. It's very kind.
You sound like a disgruntled wife.
Where were we? This jumped. Okay, right there's the eggs out question. Just got out of the shower. It was hot as hell here in Southwest Florida. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Will Forge, did you guys see the video by Veritas about that person making bank on illegal influencing voters in Texas? No. I don't follow Project Veritas or what's his nuts.
Yeah.
So I only see those things when they get pointed out to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord's favorite musical artist. Oh, Prince.
Jeez.
Hands down, probably the best of my lifetime.
I mean, it depends on the genre, but my general, reflex answer is Alice in Chains. But I mean, I like all types of bands and all types of music.
Who the fuck knows, man? It changes from day to day to me. One day my favorite will be this person, and the next day it'll be that person. I listen to so much music.
And you guys won't have heard of none of his.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's you wouldn't have heard of most of mine.
Meow, meow, meow. Stop it.
Oh, shut up. You like that song.
That song was excellent, man. I've made everybody I know listen to it.
I love it. It's such a nice song.
Jeanette asks, Scribe, Halloween TEDx?
Well, the Halloween TEDx is going to be the TEDx that actually talks about building a civilization on the moon.
There you go.
So it'll be one that I'm hoping will actually be fun and educational and not something that I have to go, this is absolute and utter nonsense. But you never know. So we'll find out. Sunday, I'll be doing one with Tailed about decolonizing musical hierarchies. Don't know what that means. And then tomorrow, I'll be doing one if plans don't change. The only reason I said, like I said before, I was supposed to have my company meeting today, but it got pushed back till tomorrow. It should be done in time for when I was planning on doing the TEDx tomorrow. So it should hopefully not affect anything. But if that changes, I'll let you guys know on Twitter.
Did you guys see Lauren Chen's GoFundMe for her dad reached over 100,000? I did not, but I did see the post today. Her dad has gone through the surgery. It was a little more complicated than they thought, but they think they got everything. So he's just resting up and healing right now.
Good.
Yeah. Welcome to America.
Work.
Did you know that daylight savings time is this Saturday, Sunday? I did not.
Yep, I knew.
I don't like daylight savings time. They need to get rid of that stupid shit.
It ruins my day.
We ain't farmers no more.
Could be.
Well, I mean, some people are, but most of us aren't. And all you had to do is pick the half hour in between and go with that. It's not that different. Anyway. Lord of Pain, have you thought about a motorized scooter? No. If I get to that point, I will just stay home. Monkey, how are the grandkids? Oh, they're wonderful. Lights of my life, man. They are my sunshine.
Oh.
The other day with Pumpkin was just so much fun. Having a 2-year-old back in the house was just... I enjoy the chaos of it. I really do. It is draining. It will make you insane, but it's fun. Scribe, do you have plans on dating again?
Plans on dating again? I mean, sure. The possibility always exists. Best I can give you.
Satsu?
Who?
Satsu? Are you a fan of cultured anime, if you know what that means, or if you know what I mean?
Briskly tilts fedora.
Briskly tilts fedora.
Indeed.
Peterbilt says they won't need forest care once all the forests are gone. That's true. Satsu, what do you think of anime femboys?
What? Oh, traps are gay.
Oh, lords, would y'all rather have the power of positive ion transference or a fleet of bunny vans?
What?
What? Okay. Favorite type of ice cream? We haven't done this one in a while. My absolute favorite is butter pecan, but if I'm 99% of the time, I'm just going to eat vanilla.
Probably still the caramel swirl one that you can get from it's got like the ribbons of caramel through it, and it's so fucking delicious.
Scribbles. Ice cream. All right. Monkey, I have to get a new laptop. I also want to play Phasmophobia on it. Would I need anything more than 16 gigs of RAM and a basic video card? It depends on the basic video card. If you're talking about onboard graphics, I don't see anything in Phasmophobia that would require a lot, but it does pull your graphic card a little bit. I can't answer that. I wish I could. Monkey, would you dress up in drag for Halloween? I have.
Francesca.
Yeah, for when I what was I? Either 16 or 17. Yeah, I was a girl for Halloween. It was disturbing because I was kind of attracted to myself. I'm like, I'm kind of pretty.
Did you fuck me?
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody once said, I forget who it was, it's some comedian, that narcissism is like, I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me. I'm the only guy I would do.
Well,
Just saying. I'm pretty, man. I'm a beautiful guy. And I've touched my dick once or twice, so what? I'm gonna say I wouldn't?
You know, there's some things that are
If
better
you-
left.
If you ain't using tongs to go pee, you're touching a dick. I'm just saying. I would go trick-or-treating at Monkey's house. Anyone else? Please don't.
Yeah. How
That would
creepy
be-
would that be?
I ain't got no candy.
Quite
But I
alarming.
bought a shit ton of candy this Halloween. I ain't got none of it left.
It's all gone.
You know, my middle grandchild does not like Reese's Cups.
Huh.
I bought the Reese's Bats, and oh my, they're so good. And I gave her one because I didn't realize she doesn't like peanut butter, which I did not know at the time. And I gave her one, and she grabs it, and she bites off all the chocolate and hands it back to me.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what did this child just do? They're like, she doesn't like peanut butter. I'm like, oh, well. The inside of a Reese's bat is nasty looking when it's got baby slobber all over it.
I would imagine so.
Where are we? What's your favorite slice of life anime, Satsu?
Oh God. Shit.
Oh God, these questions.
Well, there's a lot I could choose from in that category. Yeah, I'll put together a list because there's no way I could pick one. There's quite a few I have in that genre though that are excellent. So,
we're done, but I have to read this here. Ever sit at your desk and pretend you're playing a giant keyboard? Yes, actually, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very generous, and we really do appreciate all the support you guys give us, whether it's donating or just coming by and hanging out with us. That's awesome of you guys to do night after night. Tomorrow night, we will be on Satsu 2 Senses channel, 9 p.m. Eastern time for more Lords of the Night. Scribbles, where can they find you?
Tomorrow, if plans go to plans, I'll be doing a TED Excellence at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, doing it with Gino Marino, a viewer and fan, and we'll be taking care of that tomorrow. And if something changes about the plans because of work stuff, I will let you guys know as soon as I can on Twitter. But that's the plan as of right now.
Satsu, anywhere they're going to see you?
Other than here, probably not.
It's going to depend whether or not they're doing the comic book curation stream, whether or not I'm going to do Monkey in the Morning next, or whether I'm going to be playing a game here soon. Follow me on Twitter and find out. Scribe, Satsu, thanks for joining me.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, you missed it. Love you, bud. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Your lies make me sad, 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 sad.